Today is truly the start of the new year 2022 because we are reviewing our first ever 2022 Disney Cars Diecast, and I couldn't be more excited. It's probably one of the best starts to any year in recent memory. I know a couple years ago, I think it was 2020, the first car they released for the year was like Trainer Cruz Ramirez and Metallic Cal Weathers. Now granted, Metallic Cal is kind of nice, but Trainer Cruz, it was like, man, it really feels so good to be in 2020. Not, but it feels great to be in 2022 because we have ourselves a brand new NASCAR Next Gen Piston Cup racer, the long awaited, the highly anticipated Bubba Wheelhouse, based on real-life NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace. Now, the reason why this was so anticipated is because of Bubba Wallace's popularity in real life, coupled with the fact that the Bubba Wheelhouse diecast had not been released in about 4 years now. He was in a multi-pack, and before that, his first release was a single in late 2017. Now, in addition to all that, there's a lot of controversy about this release because, obviously all along, Bubba Wheelhouse is the Transberry Juice Next Gen, who replaced the Transberry Juice stock car Marcus Cranksler, who also appeared in Cars 3, and this guy replaced the Transberry Juice racer in Cars 1, Lee Revkins. As you can see there, Transberry Juice, and more Transberry Juice. And yet, what does that say? What does that say? Torqueberry Juice? What is that? It's like if Gatorade changed its name to Croc-Aid or something like that. It's like, out of left field they do this, and it is mind-boggling to me. And before I forget, let me show you this picture. This is a brand new render of a stock image for Bubba Wheelhouse, the normal version. Now, this likely means that he will be getting, like, this regular version of Bubba will get a regular release in 2022. And he is still sponsored by Transberry Juice. Now, there's a lot of speculation going on right now. Lots of possible reasons why they changed the sponsor on the NASCAR version here, the Torqueberry Juice, and we'll get into that later. But of course, welcome back, guys, to another Disney Docket video. This literally just came out a few days ago. Somebody found it in Florida, and somebody found it in California. I love it. Love living in the middle of the country here in Illinois when everything has to slowly crawl to you from either coast. But fortunately, I found one on eBay and was like, "Hey, bro, you want to do 1-day shipping on this guy so I can review him before I go back to school?" And he was like, "It's kind of expensive." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it anyway." And so here he is, very excited, super excited to review him. It's totally worth it. So anyways, first 2022 diecast here on the channel. You could count the mini racers I did in the unboxing, but this truly is a 2022 155 scale diecast. And it says there, new for 2022. The kind of new logo that they're using, it's slightly different from the one they used last year because I think it has this different trim and shadow on it, but could be wrong. Now, as you can see here, you have the NASCAR Lightning McQueen, and he has the new rims. You might wonder, this looks a little bit different, and you are right. Instead of the old rims that are actually just kind of his normal rims, the red wheels with the black Lightyear tires, all of the new 2022 NASCAR releases will have these special rims that reflect the new rims in real life. I don't have the new variant of Lightning McQueen. I didn't need to get that one. I don't intend on reviewing it because it literally just has a different expression and those new rims, but all of them will have them. So that also includes the next new release, Rowdy Revin Busch, based on real-life NASCAR driver Kyle Busch. Unfortunately, he is not in this first wave of the year. Obviously, he'll be in the next wave. And who knows who will come after that, but either way, you can see here on the back, Jackson Storm, Ryan Inside Laney, Danny Swervez, Eric Amaroling, Gogo Logano, and then those two. So these are all the 2021 releases, as you could tell by their rims. They have not been updated to these new next gen rims. You have the NASCAR logo there. It's actually really nice. This gives me fond memories of when they put an absolute array of cars, oh my god, on the back of the package. Like back in the day when you would literally see like them up and down the back, and it's dwindled and dwindled and dwindled. But fortunately, They have quite a few of them on the back of the package here, so I really like that. A couple other things here on the back that we don't care about. The NASCAR logo there, of course, Bubba Wheelhouse in a motion blur font. And yeah, soaking up the moment right now. Unboxing my first 2022 car. Let's do it. Know how at the end of every year we always ask each other, what was your favorite car that got released, right? You guys know that. This guy, Bubba Wheelhouse NASCAR edition, still might be in contention by the end of the year. He's got a lot of cars to face. He's going to have to face the on the road stuff. He's going to have to face more NASCAR releases. He's going to have to face mainline releases, and who knows what else Mattel decides to do, but I truly believe he will be in talks for one of the best cars this year. This is a beautiful looking diecast. The purple is so pure. They did a wonderful job crafting a new design for, whatever it is. Transberry juice, Torqueberry juice, it's all one and the same to me. I really don't care that much that they changed it. I'm just taking a look at it in a vacuum for what it is. It's a diecast car sponsored by Torqueberry juice. That is what it is. Regardless of the lore, regardless of the history of Transberry juice, I am just looking at it from, a perspective within a vacuum. And it is gorgeous. This is a beautiful car. And we'll get into it, guys. We will get into it. Obviously, I just want to say, you guys might be upset that they changed it to Torqueberry juice. And kind of also didn't change it because the regular version of Bubba still seems to be sponsored by Transberry juice. So regardless of that nebulousness, I still absolutely adore this car. I'm not even concerned about that right now. So no need to show him, from the movie, but I guess I will show where Bubba appears in Cars 3. So you can see how different he looks. Like, he looks very, very different. There's a lot going on here that we need to address. So there you have it. I really wish they did like a NASCAR short. I think that would be so cool. That would be so successful. Honestly, I don't think they could do something more successful than a Disney Cars NASCAR short. Release it to Disney Plus, release it on the NASCAR channel in front of like the Indy 500. That's a NASCAR race, right? I don't know. I'm not into motorsport. I'm sorry, guys. That would be so successful. Honestly, if they could actually get that to happen. Either way, though, we're just going to review Mr. Bubba today. Let's just start with the blast wall or pit stop barrier, whatever you want to call it. All the NASCAR releases have an accessory. And if it's a racer, it's one of these. If you're Mater or Luigi and Guido, it's like tires, basically. Some sort of accessory. So you can see here it has a nice dark purple background. Yellow Torqueberry, white juice. 23 is his new number, and that reflects Bubba Wallace's number in real life. And I have a couple other pit stop barriers here to compare it to. So you have Octane Gain on the top, which probably is the closest one in color to it. And then you have Retread there on the bottom. So these were the last two releases of 2021. I only found them once. I found both of them one time, same store. So yeah, the NASCAR stuff is really popular. That's why I think a short would be so successful. But either way, I really hope that I can find Bubba and the new McQueen variant, because I would like it. I just don't intend on reviewing it. I just think it would be a wasted video. I mean, everyone knows it has a new expression. Everyone knows it has new rims, which I'll show you on this guy, and that would be that. Anyways, obviously, all the expanded universe stuff, I'm not going to say obviously, you guys might not know this. All of the expanded universe stuff is made in Vietnam. That's Welcome to Radiator Springs. That's Endurance Racers. That's XRS. That's NASCAR. All that stuff, multi-packs, that's Vietnam. So you can see, I don't know how to really read the date stamp. It's probably the 232nd day of 2021. Yeah, that's undoubtedly it. The 232nd day of 2021 is when this guy rolled out of the factory. And Vietnam is known for messing with the eyes. Like, they add too much eyeliner and they make them blurry and all that stuff. But I like how they did the eyes here. I think it looks really, really good. Obviously, the white space isn't entirely white. If you look here at the regular Bubba, it's perfectly clear, pure white. Here you do have a little grain to it, but I don't mind that. I really don't mind it at all. He's got the same color eyes, so I'm happy about that. It's like the kind of dark cyan. And the purple eyelid looks really good. Now the same font and logo basically remains. It's TJ, whether it's Torqueberry or Transberry, it's still the TJ initials, and they use the same logo and just colored it differently. So now it's yellow and white here. I love the two-tone on the hood. It's a very bold design, and it's actually similar to what they did before, just flipped, and they added a bunch more bubbles. So I like that they stuck with that and just modernized it even more, made it a little bit more apparent, because you can see here it's not very bold, and then here they toned everything up. I love all the bubbles. I love the fizz. That looks awesome to me. Of course, he's got his grill there still. He's got the vents on either side. There are indentations for the vents. Let's look at these new rims. Like, what's the hype about? I think they look really good, though. They're clean. Silver. So you can see, completely different from before. There's no depth to it. Like, it's just right there. There's no indentation, essentially. So I guess all of the NASCAR releases going forward will have these rims and make them kind of uniform in that regard. I guess that's kind of easier on Mattel. So not only are they replicating something from reality, which is cool, callback or a little Easter egg, but they're also making it easier so they don't have to make a different colored rim every time, as you can see here. Blue and silver, green and silver, and all the other ones were along the same lines as that. Now for the contingency sponsors here, they look really clean. Piston Cup, Combustor, Carbon Cyber, and Synergy. I wouldn't go as far as to say they look as good as the Chinese ones, but they still look really good. I wish the number was a little bit more vibrant. I could see a little bit of blurriness to it, the 23 there. I wish it looked a little bit more vibrant. Like, I wish it looked like it does on the roof here. It looks better on the roof than it does there. He still has the netting inside the window there, just like NASCAR drivers do in real life. So cool to see that. And then the third callback to real life is the green circle around the gas cap for that ethanol fuel that they use in real life. You can see the arrow on the bottom there indicating to the pit crew where to lift them up at to change the tires. You have the exhaust pipes indented. Torqueberry right over the fender there, so the juice gets cut off. You have a couple more bubbles on either side of the wheel. Again, 23 on the roof there, roof flaps, window bars. Now, his spoiler is almost the exact same as before. They just replaced Transberry with Torqueberry. It looks like mine, I don't know. Oh my God, that's not ideal. I don't know what happened there, but the Torqueberry logo or the text here got really chewed up. So I'm not happy about that, but it is what it is. I do like the vibrant yellow bubbles on the original Bubba. I would have to say I prefer this spoiler than I do this one. The Juice font is actually a little different. You can see that, yeah, the Juice font has changed a little bit. If you look at the J, for example. Yeah. The U changed. Yeah, the whole font for Juice changed. I do like the upgrade there, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like the spoiler's a little lazy. Seems like a very similar design. Now, he's not a rookie anymore, so he doesn't need the yellow racing stripes. Glad that they removed them. Torqueberry there again in 23. So I like that they add the logo there because this looks a little bit bland. You just had the TJ over here and 6 there. So I think this looks good. And that is pretty much everything. This design or this side's the exact same as the other side. The main reason why I like this guy so much is this passion purple color. And before I zoom out here, you can see that this front portion here is like a metallic purple, and it kind of fades into a darker plum that also has a little sparkle to it as well. It's a beautiful color, and I think it looks 10 times better than this dark blue indigo color that they used on the original Bubba. Pixar's fault, Mattel's fault, whatever. Maybe he looks a little bit more purple in the movie. I don't care, but either way, this color, 10 times better than this color. It just is so easy on the eye, so appealing. I love it. And even though some of the decals are a little bit off, the spoiler's a little lazy, and my decals chewed up, which really is just, it's not against the design itself, it's against Mattel's quality control. All that put aside, this is a remarkable release, and I'm so happy that they decided to release it to start off the year. combined with the fact that he represents Bubba Wallace, it's huge. Great job by Mattel. So yeah, guys, let me pull up a couple more NASCAR releases, and actually then we'll do the whole Transberry stuff. I just want to compare him to some other NASCAR characters. So you have Eric Rolling here, who's his same model, just has a different spoiler. I think Eric is still my favorite NASCAR release, though, just because I love retread, and the blue that they use is actually really eye-popping, eye-catching. Is eye-popping a thing? I feel like it is. No, it can't be. That's gross. Yeah. Eye-catching. Even though it completely diverges from retread's original lavender. Here you have Danny Swervez, who's also a purple, but more of a bluish purple, similar to the original Bubba. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious what you guys think about this new Bubba. I feel like I haven't heard too much bad about him. I've actually heard, some pretty positive things about him. Do wish that they changed up the decals a little bit. It seems like they really did just kind of modify the original design, but Mattel, that's kind of what they did for a lot of these NASCAR releases. When they did those missing sponsors, they pretty much just took the old decals and put them on the new racers, changed up the colors a little bit, but they didn't completely re-engineer and redesign the logos like Pixar did when they made the jump from Cars to Cars 3. 2 more here. 3 more, actually. 4 more. That's Ryan Inside Laney. Here you have William Byrev, who's my least favorite. You don't take a pink racer that's just beautiful. Great colors, pink and yellow, right? Can't go wrong. Well, you can go wrong if you make it burgundy and kind of like a snot gold, I guess. I guess if you really want to stretch it, you could say that's gold, but I've seen better golds, right? I do like Gogo Logano too, even though I like him probably one of the better ones, but again, they just took the regular logo, didn't change the fonts or anything like that. So that's why I'm impressed that they changed the font for the juice text on Bubba here. Jackson Storm's the worst NASCAR release. He is so incredibly boring. Ugh. Don't like him. All right, let's bring up the rest of the Transberry / Torqueberry juice squad. I don't even know. Can we mix them? Is that legal? Here you have Marcus Kranksler, who has a really weird design, in my opinion. A lot of different colors going on here. You have yellow, you have like a watercolor, the indigo a little bit as well. He's one of my least favorite stock cars. I think he's pretty underrated, though, regardless. I think he's kind of forlorn. Here you have Lee Revkins, who's honestly much more similar to this version of Bubba because the purples are closer and the use of yellow is a little bit more apparent. And of course, we can pull in Bubba here. So let's get all these guys in order. How about that? By the way, I'm using the Motor Speedway of the South Lee Revkins here, and that's why you could see he is starting to expand a little bit there. You can see the gaps in between the base and the metal body as he begins flight. He's trying to fly. He's trying to expand his wings. And you know what, Lee? You're not a bird, so please don't do that. And here's your legacy. All 4 Trans / Torqueberry juices. I do like that they changed the expressions as well. It's a nice expression. Kind of similar to the one on Eric Rolling. But it's different enough in my opinion. All right. What am I doing? All right, yeah. So we need to talk about why they changed the name. And as we do that, let me pull up the rest of the team here. You have Mike Stockcar, the Pity. You got his little barrier. All right, so. Now, my personal guess is because we're pretty sure that they're keeping Transberry juice on anything else that was once related to Transberry juice, like the original Bubba that I showed you earlier, Lee Revkins, who they release a lot, and I feel like if they and when they is really the question, when they release him again, I'm sure he will still be Transberry juice. They're not going to change Lee Revkins decals, right? Because that wouldn't make any sense. because he appeared in cars like that. They can literally only change the decals on the NASCAR Bubba. They have 2 routes to go here, basically. And one of them is completely infeasible. They either change the decals on any other Transberry Juice thing that they want to release in the future. That includes Cars 3 Bubba. That includes Marcus. That includes Lee, CB the trailer, and the Pity here. This is just a custom. Because it already happened, right? You can't change something that already appeared in the movie like that. Pixar would not like that. Disney and Pixar would not like them taking this and editing Transberry Juice to Torqueberry. Like, that would not fly, right? Even though that would be easy. They would not do that, okay? And Pixar would not make new artwork to put on the package, right? So that's option 1, which we already can rule out. Option 2 is they never release anything else Transberry Juice related, right? So Lee Revkins discontinued, Marcus Cranksler discontinued, every other Transberry Juice related character extinct, okay? That is it. Those are your only 2 options if you want to change everything to Torqueberry and leave Transberry Juice in the dust. That's it, right? And I don't think that's feasible either. My bet is that Lee Revkins, Marcus Cranksler, those ones are bound to be re-released in the future, and we already know that this Bubba is being re-released this year based on the picture I showed you. That's a brand new render, by the way. Just saying. Okay, so that leaves it down to a NASCAR-related problem, or something. A NASCAR-related issue as to why they changed it. Well, there's a lot of law, there's a lot of legal jargon that goes on with NASCAR and sponsors and real life things that I don't fully understand. And I'm just going to say that's probably why. Like, there's probably something with Bubba Wallace's real life NASCAR career, his beliefs, and he doesn't want it to be Transberry Juice. You know, maybe it offends him in some way. I'm not going to really get into all that stuff and how possible Transberry Juice could potentially be offensive. I don't really want to get into that. You can look it up if you want to. I'm not going to say anything else about that, but perhaps, see, again, I don't even know, like, if that makes sense, because the regular Bubba's getting released. Oh my gosh, this is, people are saying that though. Like, people are saying that the original name could potentially be offensive. So that leaves NASCAR as the only variable. That's the only difference between the Cars 3 Bubba and the NASCAR version. You could also argue that Cars 3 Bubba is like a solidified thing of the past now. It's like a fossil. You can't change it. So maybe it's contractually bound that Mattel can still release anything Transberry related that occurred in the past that already has been, you know, put on the big screen, I guess you could say, that's been in the movie. But anything going forward has to be Torqueberry Juice. So if, you know, the sponsor appears technically in Cars on the Road, it has to be Torqueberry Juice. I don't know. It really is odd to me. Maybe NASCAR just doesn't like that. Maybe it's entirely a NASCAR thing. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I mean, it's a beautiful diecast. That's all that matters. That's why I stuffed this stuff at the end. If you care, if you don't care, you could have tuned out a while ago. But yeah, I just wanted to put that in there. My thoughts. Kind of all scrambled because it is a very weird issue and something I don't fully understand, and, you know, you probably never will. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys soon for another video. Let me know in the comments, do you prefer NASCAR Bubba or regular Bubba? For me, it's an obvious choice, and you guys know what it is. All right, bye now.